friends, welcome back for another art lesson and story. My name is Miss Carrie, and today we're going to talk about monarch butterflies. They are amazing creatures. Monarch butterflies are the orange and black butterflies that you see flying around this time of year. And the reason why you see them is because they are very busy traveling from Canada and the United States all the way down to Mexico, where they can stay nice and warm during the winter time. So if you see an orange and black butterfly flying around your neighborhood, know that he's been traveling for a very long time and still has a far way to go. So today we're going to do some art about butterflies, and we are going to read a story about a monarch butterfly who makes a friend along his way. The story is called Hurry and the Monarch by Antoine of Flatharta. Let's get started. Hurry, the Texas tortoise, is starting to think about winter when out of the bright October sky, a monarch butterfly lands on his back. "What do you call this place?" asked the monarch. "Wichita Falls," said Hurry, "and that's my back you're standing on." "Wichita Falls? Not far enough," said the monarch. "Not far enough for what?" asked Hurry. "For staying," replied the monarch. With that, the monarch opens her wings and flies off Hurry's back. Eye level with Hurry now, the monarch seems fascinated with the old tortoise. "How long have you been here?" asked the monarch. "Seems like forever," said Hurry. "Maybe one day you'll break out of that shell, grow wings, and fly away," said the monarch. "I doubt it," said Hurry. "It happened to me," replied the monarch, thinking about the extraordinary morning when she first opened her wings. "Where did this happen?" asked Hurry. "Far away in a place called Canada, in a garden just like this." "Why did you leave?" asked Hurry. "The days got colder," said the monarch. "What do you do when the days get colder?" "I sleep," answered Hurry. "Cold days always change back into warm days if you wait." "I don't have time for that," said the monarch, flying away from the garden. She joins more monarchs. They turn the sky orange as they continue their journey south towards Sweetwater. Back in the garden, a cloud passes over the sun and Hurry shuts his eyes. As the old tortoise begins to dream, the monarch travels on, resting at night in places you would expect to see a butterfly rest, and sometimes in places you would not. Look at that. That's barbed wire fence those monarchs are sleeping on. You better be careful. Each new day brings new sights. Sometimes a day brings danger. Watch out, butterflies. But the monarch survives, flying now towards Eagle Pass and then over the waters of the Rio Grande into Mexico. On she flies, until one November evening she finds it, the warm green forest she's been searching for. She hangs from a bough, adding her tired wings to the soft murmur of a million others. The monarch in flight from winter knows she has found her perfect place. Spring returns to Hurry's garden. He slowly opens his eyes and feels the warmth of the sun. Never fails, Hurry thinks. Then one morning the monarch also returns. "So where you going now?" asked Hurry. "Back to the beginning," answers the monarch. "Do you mean Canada?" asked Hurry. "Possibly," said the monarch. "Butterflies can be infuriatingly mysterious," thinks Hurry, watching the monarch lay eggs on a milkweed plant, and then she flies away. In the town of Stillwater, she flies through an open window and thinks it might be a nice place to rest her worn wings for a while in the folds of a sun-colored curtain. For a while might become forever. Back in the garden, over by the milkweed plant, Hurry sees a newborn caterpillar. "Hello," says Hurry, but the caterpillar doesn't answer. He's too busy eating the milkweed leaves. Hurry watches and waits as the caterpillar grows, shedding skin after skin, and then crawling away to hide under a twig. But this garden is Hurry's whole world, and there's little in it that's hidden from him. See, he found it. In the weeks that follow, Hurry sees an amazing transformation happen right in front of his still and patient eyes. A new monarch emerges from a shell, wet and wrinkled. For a while, he clings to his empty shell, waiting for his wings to expand and dry in the warm sunshine. After a few hours, the monarch spreads his new strong wings and flies towards Hurry, landing on his back. "What do you call this place?" asked the monarch. "Here we go again," says Hurry as the monarch opens his wings and flies off Hurry's back. "What's your hurry?" asked Hurry. "I'm off to see the world. What do you think it's like?" asked the butterfly. "I imagine," says Hurry slowly, "I imagine that it's like my garden, a place full of astonishing things." "I can't wait," says the young monarch, flying away. So, that's how monarchs travel around the world. They start in a garden, they lay eggs, and then they fly off, and then the new caterpillars turn into butterflies and they travel the world. So someday, wouldn't it be amazing to look up in the sky and see hundreds of orange butterflies flying above your head? Oh my goodness, that would be so incredible. So I want to do an art project with you and see if we can create one of these amazing monarch butterflies. Let's go. Today we're going to make an amazing, beautiful monarch butterfly. The materials that we're going to use today are 1 black crayon and some washable markers. I have black, yellow, and orange. And the washable part's pretty important because we're going to do a special trick to get them to make a mirror image of one another. Oh, it's going to be kind of fun. And so let me tell you why. Our butterfly is what you call symmetrical. When something is symmetrical, it means that one side looks just like the other side. So a butterfly is a great example of this because a butterfly's wings are symmetrical. Well, it's really hard to draw symmetrical sometimes. So I'm going to teach you a trick to make it happen for our art lesson today. All right, so the paper that I'm using is a little bit thicker than printer paper. And the reason why is because we're going to add a little bit of water. Printer paper or copy paper might tear if you add water to it. So this is just a little bit thicker. Your parents might call it cardstock, or you might even have some watercolor paper that you could use. But mine is 9 inches tall and 12 inches wide. You can do this with any size paper you want, and your butterfly might just be a different size than mine. That's okay. The first thing we're going to do with our paper is we're going to fold it in half like a book. And sometimes this can be a little tricky. So let me show you what I teach my art students in class to do. Hold on to one side of the paper, and then we're going to curve the other side down and make it touch. We're going to slide it. See how I'm pushing it and sliding it towards the edges. And the important thing is I'm holding it really tight with my left hand and waiting until I get my corner lined up. So that corner's good. That corner's good. And now I'm going to hold on tight And I'm going to push down right in the middle of that fold. I'm going to go down this side and up this side. And now I have a paper that's folded in half perfectly like a book. All right, we're going to open it back up. Let's get our black crayon. We're going to draw the center of the butterfly with the black crayon. So the center, butterfly's head, this circle is the butterfly's head. It's about the size of a dime or a big button. So that's its head. Then we have the middle part of the butterfly, and that's an oval shape. So I'm going to color in the oval part of the butterfly. And then we're going to give it the little tail end of the body, which is long and skinny like a hot dog. Okay, we have a good center. We're going to put down the black crayon and we're going to pick up our black marker. Now it's time to draw the outline of the wings. We're just going to do our right side, and then we're going to do a magic trick to make the left side show up. So let's get out our washable black marker, and we're going to draw the different parts of a butterfly wing. The top part stretches from its little shoulder here all the way up towards the corner of the paper. So I like to practice that with my finger first before I do it. It's like a practice run without putting down any ink on your paper. All right, so I'm going to go all the way up and stop. And then I'm going to draw the other side of that wing, and it starts in the middle of this oval and goes out about halfway. See how long that one is? This one's about half as long. And then we're going to connect the two of those. All right, there's the top part of my wing. Now let's talk about the bottom part. Down along the tail, I'm going to draw a line that comes down at a diagonal. And now we can draw the bottom part. So this is going to look like a backward C. Let's practice it with our finger. That always helps me get it right. All right, so I'm going to start right on this line, and I'm going to curve backwards and connect it to the bottom there. Let's see if I can do it for real. Here we go. Down and around. If you want to do this with pencil first to make sure you get it right, that's okay. But the important part is we're going to do this with a washable marker so that we can magically make it appear on the other side. Now that I have the shape for my wing, I'm going to do a little bit of a detail. Let me show you on the finished drawing. Do you see how there's black edge all the way around that wing? We're going to do the same thing to this one. So I'm going to make almost like a smaller wing on the inside. I'm going to go stretch it up and bring it down. And then I'm going to make another backwards C all the way around, just like that. All right, we have a perfect 1/2 of our butterfly. How are we going to make the same thing on that side? That seems so hard, doesn't it? Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get a paper towel, and I'm going to wet it just a little bit in some water, squeeze it out so that it's damp. It's not really super duper wet. And I'm going to rub this wet paper towel on the left side of my paper to get this side a little bit wet. So I want to put enough water on there that it's a little shiny. All right, here comes the magical part. I'm going to fold my paper in half, and then I'm going to rub it. Give it a little rub, rub its back, make it feel better. Rub, 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 rub. All right, let's see. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Yeah, it worked. Okay, so the reason why that happened is because the water from our marker was attracted to the water that was on our paper. So that's why it transferred over, and that gives us a perfect pattern to work on. All right, so we're ready to color in the orange part of our butterfly. Now, if you've done an art project with me before, you know Miss Carrie doesn't like to use just one color on pretty much anything. I like to add as many colors as possible. So I'm going to start with a little bit of yellow on my butterfly. The bottom part of my butterfly's wings are a little bit lighter and brighter than the top part of the wing. So I'm going to put a little bit of yellow down in the middle of that wing, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side because it's symmetrical. So if you do something on one side, you got to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, let's switch to our orange marker. And I'm going to color in this whole section. And then color in this whole section. And then I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to go around the outside edges of my bottom two wings. See how I'm overlapping the yellow just a little bit, but I'm really putting the orange around the edges there. Okay, one side's done. Let's do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now that we have the centers colored in, now we can make it look even better by adding a little bit of water. So I have a paintbrush and a bowl of water, or if you don't have a paintbrush, you could use a Q-tip, you know, the thing that you clean your ears with. You could use a cotton swab to do the same technique as well. So get your paintbrush or your cotton swab, dip it in some water, and then we're just going to start in the middle of that yellow and paint with water until we go all the way to the outside edge. And what this does is it kind of turns our washable markers into watercolors, and these colors start blending together. All right, I'm going to rinse that out to get the extra marker ink off. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one on the bottom. Okay, clean it off, and then I'm going to move to the top. And what it does is not only blends the colors really well, but it also moves that color into any white little naked paper spaces that you see shining through your marker. I like to have everything colored in nice and carefully, and this really helps. All right, so I filled in each of my little sections with water to make that color nice and smooth. And now my paper is super wet. So with the magic of broadcasting, I'm going to make it instantly dry, but you may have to wait a few minutes, but that's okay. Put it away for like 5-10 minutes and let your butterfly dry its wings, and then we're going to come back and add the details. Butterflies have wet wings when they come out of their cocoon, so they have to sit and let their wings dry a little bit before they can fly. So our butterfly was just drying its wings after we did all of that pretty watercolor, and now we can add some extra details, and we're going to be using our black marker for this. So let's start by making these outlines look a little bit darker. We're going to trace the lines that magically appeared when we folded our paper in half. It would be so much harder to draw these if we did not fold it in half and get that print happening. So I'm so glad we did that. pretty good to me. Okay, the outside of the wings have little white dots on them. So I'm going to do some ovals and circles inside the outside of my wings. So there's one little jelly bean shape, two little jelly bean shapes, three little jelly bean shapes, and then there's another one that kind of is poking down this way. Let's do the same thing on the other side so we can make it symmetrical. Here's 1, 2, 3, and then there's the one that's sticking down in the other direction. And then we also need a few little circles going down the side. So let's add 1, 2, 3 circles going down the side. Now that we've got our shapes in there, we can color in this part of our butterfly. Just go around the circles and ovals and fill in everything around. All right, let's do it on this side. We're going to do a few little circles around the bottom of the wings too. Let's do some that fill up this whole shape. Let's see how many I can fit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can color the black marker between them and fill in the border of our butterfly wings. He's starting to look wonderful. Okay, now we have the outside done. Now we can focus on the inside of our butterfly. Now remember, if we do something to one side, we have to do the same thing to the other. So let's start with the bottom of the wing. I'm going to go right up to the tail and I'm going to draw a stripe all the way out to the edge of that wing, and I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. All right, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go right back up to the tail and draw another stripe all the way out to the side. And then I have to do it again on this side. All right, let's put a little triangle in there. There we go. And then we're going to do another stripe going all the way out to the edge of the wing on both sides, and we'll do another little triangle that sort of touches the top edge there. All right, those look really cool. They're starting to look like real butterfly wings. Let's work on the top wings. So I'm going to start by drawing a stripe. It's going to start from the middle of the oval here, and it's going to stretch all the way out to the edge of the wing. So I did it to the right. Let me do it to the left. And then I'm going to come back to this stripe and do another one that comes a little bit further up, and then now this one's going to be sitting on this one's back. It's going to come all the way up like that, all the way up like that. All right, we have one thing missing on our butterfly, and that's its cute little antenna. So let's draw 2 little lines with a little tiny dot at the end. And voila, we have a beautiful butterfly that looks like it could fly right off the page. Look how amazing that looks. I hope you had fun with this one. See you soon. Bye, everybody.